Yes, hello guys, welcome to another edition today, another video. So today's topic we have a little bit of almost same thing, but today we'll be talking about how to transition from an amateur player to a professional player. So I'll be giving you some tips with a little bit of the notes I wrote down, and then we can see how we can improve you. But yes, if you have not clicked the like, try to subscribe and click a like on the videos. So, but without hesitating, let's go to it. So the first thing I'll be looking at is I'll just be checking from my notes, then I'll give you guys what I have for you guys. Um, so first, I was looking at my notes. It's like defining your vision for becoming a professional player. So what do I mean by defining your vision? You have to have like something already planned. You cannot just wake up. People before someone playing professional, the person has a plan. There's always a target. You start from your basics. Let's say your vision. Let's give an example. If you're a midfielder, what do you want to do? You have to have a training plan. You have to have everything planned that you can follow it. Most people, if you discover most people who play professional are always consistent in certain things. If they either training, they train hard and they go every day till they get to the professional. Yeah, they don't have some don't have a let's say some don't have specific plan, but they don't know that just training consistent, let's say every 8 o'clock every day, is almost like a plan that you have not put, but you follow the specific rules and regulation. So that is a key thing, that you have to always put something like that in perspective. So if you're having training, put it consistently. So you define your goals, what do you want to do, and stick to it. There's no flip-flopping around it. For example, you see players, you see people say they want to play professional, ask them, when was the last time you trained? And the person is saying, well, I train 2 times a week. That's not good enough, because the people you're competing with train regularly. So you have to be, or you also have to be at it. So you get it, guys. So that's the first thing that we put. And then the next thing, commit to hard work and discipline. So discipline, let's say if you're committed to hard work and discipline is one of the key to success. Anything else, anybody in life who is successful have to have discipline. I'll give an example. If you look at most people who try to work hard, I mean, if you give most people who have succeeded in life, if you take more successful people or in sports or whatsoever domain, you discover the main thing in them is discipline. It's not the talent they have, it's that they have a consistent level of discipline. So if they are working, they work hard and they stay consistent. They are disciplined to it. If they say we're doing this thing from 10 to 12 and we take a break, they do that. So, and in life, discipline is almost like it's a guarantee that if you draw a plan, as we started from the beginning, and put discipline into that plan, you are going to succeed. So it's like plan and discipline. When they merge together, the only way is success. So keep that in mind, that you have to be disciplined if you have to succeed. So that was the second thing. And the next thing we have to say, look, is master the basics. Master the basics of football, basic fundamentals of football. For you to transition from amateur player to a professional player, there's a key thing here. What are your skills? What are your skill sets? So let's say before a football player, every football player, you define your role. Am I good at passing the ball? Am I good at shooting the ball? Am I good at taking free kicks? Whatever your role may be, whether midfielder, attacker, or defender, or goalkeeper, you have to define your goal. And if you define your goal, you put in the work, and then also you start maximizing your weaknesses. That means the weakness you have, you try to limit it. I mean, you try to limit your weaknesses. So if I wasn't shooting well, after I have mastered that I'm a good passer of the ball, you start practicing how to shoot. If I wasn't doing this other thing, you start practicing to do. So master the basic fundamentals. And what are the basic fundamentals? The most key thing is your try to develop your technical ability. In the modern game, I'll talk, especially in Europe, most people value your technique. Your technique is the first thing that people see in you before seeing your work ethic and your attitude. Everything comes into play. But the first thing is when a scout is looking at a player or wants to scout the player, the first thing the scout go for is your technique. Once your technique is good, the person start looking for, okay, what is your attitude in when you're playing? Let's say if the team is losing 3-0 and you're still giving it all, they say, okay, he has a good mentality. He can deal with the high level. Because you see most players that the team plays, and when they lose the game or when they are losing to a certain amount, they're almost like they're down. So you cannot have that kind of attitude if you want to succeed, because football is as long as it's a sport, also it's an entertainment game. You don't win all the games. You're going to lose some games. You're going to win some games, but you have to keep your mentality. Yeah, this place has to be strong, and you have to say, okay, we lose today, tomorrow we go for it. We lose today, tomorrow we go for it. So you have to keep an eye on that. So you have to develop a strong mentality. So these are all basics things that you have to keep in mind and keep working on them. So another thing also is focus on fitness, your fitness. A lot of players you see have trials, and then you hear people, they text, maybe let's say an agent organizes a trial for a player, and the player takes the agent that I'm not feeling fine. Can we try to reschedule the trials? Most of these things comes with the result of maybe the player is not fit. He's scared that maybe they may discover that he has not been training or whatsoever. So these are all the basic things that you feel like if you keep yourself ready for every challenge, which is fitness, it's always going to help you, because it's always going to motivate you and give you the goal. So it's very important that you always keep yourself ready for the challenge, because you don't know when the challenge is coming. So keep that in mind, guys, that anytime you're ready or anytime you train well and prepare yourself, because your agent or whosoever may there might be an opportunity. And if you don't turn up, it might only be the only opportunity you have. So do not hesitate. Don't mess with your fitness. Try to always be fit and maintain yourself, because the game at the highest level, also, no matter how skillful and technically you are, if you're not fit, you're not going to perform at that level, because at that level there's a lot of fit players that you're going to be coming, because it's like a competition you're going to be coming up against. And if you cannot match your opponent, you're going to be on the bench. So keep that in mind, guys. Your fitness is very important. So the next thing that we look into, let's see, let's just looking at my note here. Okay, join competitive teams. When we talk of join competitive teams, okay, if you want to start from somewhere, you can start from basics. You can start from your basics where you are. You can start from basics where your team is. So there's when we say join competitive teams, it doesn't mean you have to find for at the highest level, because we know when you're starting it's not possible. Look at any team that competes. It might be fifth, sixth, third, second division in your whatsoever in your country, but start competing. You cannot want to maybe break into the professional level and you're training with your friend, because when the game comes or when you're going to face the competition, you're not going to be match fit. So always try to get a competitive team training to keep your system alive. I call it keep your system alive, because you're going to get your greater fitness from there. And competing actually brings out the best in you, because you're going to play in a competitive environment, and your trials that you're going to get is going to be in a competitive environment. So try to always keep those things in line. Do not stay home. That's the key you get from it. Do not stay home, because any agent you ring, because actually I'm an agent, and if you ring me, let's give an example. If I was to, let's say, scout you, and then you ring me and say, okay, I've not been playing for 2 weeks, not let's say for 1 month, but I'm fit, I'm ready to go. I'm not going to argue with you, but same as I'm just going to be honest with you and say, no, that's not good enough, because if I take you to a team, you're tarnishing my reputation. So these are the things that you have to really, really be careful, because agents don't really speak that, okay, I'm going to take you or I'm not going to take you. They might drop the phone, but they will not look you as a serious person. So you might write them, they take maybe another long to reply. That shows they are not really interested, because if agent is interested in you, and when you write the agent gets back to you as quick as possible. So you see, Be careful that always try to compete and have a team to compete, and do not stay home and train by yourself. It's not a good sign. And the next one is create highlight videos. I cannot emphasize this enough. You see, most players want to play football. You ask them, "Do you have a highlight video?" And they go like, "No, I don't have one, but I can create one maybe in 2 months' time." You're not ready, because in 2 months' time, you might a trial must have passed you by. Because what if an agent is asking you that maybe there might be a trial somewhere that he's waiting for you, and if he's trying to prepare it for you, and if you're saying you have to make that video in 2 months' time, you're late. So you have to be time conscious that your time might pass you by if you're not really prepared. So those who are prepared are the ones who are ready, because as long as you want to sign as much as you want to sign professional, the agent also reputation is there at hand. So you have to know that everything goes in line. The agent can't take, let's say, a player he doesn't trust to a team for the sake of just taking that player because you're begging or whatsoever. It doesn't work like that, because secondly, the agent also will not have a good reputation. I give you an example. If you take a player to a club as an agent, if an agent take a player to a club and the player doesn't sign, or the club says that this player is not a good player, the agent reputation is tarnished. So maybe the next time they might not welcome the agent there. So that's why the agents are also very, very careful when they're taking players to clubs. So you have to remember that keep yourself in shape and keep, let's say, get your highlight videos. If you're not, get your highlight videos ready, and that showcase all your skills, so that when someone says, or an agent says, "Do you have a video?" Yes, I have a video. Do you have a number? I want to send you there. Clean and direct. That is clear. So remember all this. These are very important things. Okay, let's see another one. Work on your mental toughness. I think we highlighted already about this. Work on your mental toughness. You have to be tough, because football is a game of challenge. There are people who are going to provoke you just to get the best out of you. There are people who are going to make you maybe to do silly fouls. Yeah, you guys have watched TV and you know what I'm talking of. So you have to prepare that it's a game that your brain has to be very strong to be able to resist. Because for example, you might be playing in front of 90,000 or 80,000 people. If you're not strong, you might have panic attack, anxiety, and everything. So you have to always have a lot of mental strength to be able to cope with with the atmosphere of football. So this is one thing that is very key. Your mental toughness has to be developed if you have not developed that, because when you go into a game, these are big boy stuffs we are talking of. So the next one, let's see. Let's say adapting to professional standards. So yeah, if we're saying adapting to professional standards, it's like look at your nutrition. Yes, you cannot. You have to look at your nutrition. You have to find someone that can help you with nutrition. Your training plan has to be professional standard. If you're doing private training, it has to have a certain level. So all these things you have to keep it in check, because you're playing at the highest level. So you have to do these things to be able to match that level, because in a competitive world, because this world is very competitive, everybody compete, many people compete with another person. When you're going to a team, your teammates are your friends, but also they are a competitor, because they want to play. So I can guarantee you, even if your teammate is your friend, the moment if you arrive there and say, okay, um you're two, let's say, give an example, you two are best friend, and you say, and the coach come and ask, who do you want to start? Do you start first? And you come off the bench. They're asking two of you. I'll guarantee your friend who's your teammate will say, let me start first. He can come off the bench. So you see, it's a competitive environment. So you have to be competitive and you have to prepare for that, because that's how the game is. So you have to always be prepare for this at the highest level. And the next one, let's see. Let's see. So to sum it up, try to build a network for yourself if you can. Try to contact also people if you want to contact coaches or whosoever if you don't have a team, always start from basics. Ask people, let's say ask coaches around that that do they have any idea you need to train with a team, because do not stay at home. So we're almost rounding up, and any message, if you have to receive a nice message from here, is do not stay at home. Try to find a way to always have a team, because the beginning is when you have a team is quite important, because no matter how low the level can be, it helps you gain fitness. And when you're training with people, you actually get better, because you see you're not doing it alone. So that's the most important thing in that part, that do not stay home and train alone, because that's not going to help you. Yes, you can do it for some time, but you're not going to really do it with 100%, because you're not really competing. You need people to compete with. So that's what I would say. Keep that in mind, and that's the way you can improve your level to go to certain professional standard. So that was it. I quit a little bit short, but okay. If you have any message when you watch this video, leave comment on it. I will put it on my YouTube. Leave any comment and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So thanks guys. Cheers. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace. See you guys.